everybody, it's Margaret in my wannabe trucker hat because it's too hot today for anything else. So welcome to my channel, welcome to the unvarnished experience. You're on BookTube, thanks for coming by. So today is Memorial Day. I'm recording this today and putting it out tomorrow because I'll be driving for several hours again. And so here's my wrap up for May, part two. There's not much to it because I did the part one with most of the month's books, but I'm also going to do the June TBR. And because I'm going to be in San Luis Obispo for June and July, I have June's books and July's books coming with me, which, again, was hard to make a choice from the books that I brought. It's like narrower and narrower. I'm thinking I might do a video of like a booktuber living out of a suitcase because that might be interesting. May wrap up. Well, I'm sure I'm making Brittany happy. Her channel is literally smitten by saying, I finished the Luminaries. It's a bit much. It's like 800 something. This is the longest book I've read in a good while. And it's by Eleanor Catton. It's the winner of the 2013 Man Booker Prize, so I took my time working myself up to reading it. And the buddy read experience with Brittany was a good push to do so. She's finished it. She finished it like 3 weeks ago. And I was like, oh, yes, I need to hurry up and get on that because I thought we were doing 2 months and she thought we were doing one. But I finished in May, so hopefully we'll get some time to talk about it together because I have all these thoughts. Multiple thoughts as a reader and as a writer, and yeah, and she has similar roles and critique angles to come at this with, so I'd be very excited to talk about that, but we'll see what we put together. I gave this 4.75 out of 5 stars. I actually had a system this time, so just to memorialize it before I forget it. The blue is for good things that I wanted to remark on. The pink is for bad things or things I didn't understand that I wanted to remark on. And the purple is like, what? What just happened? I'm uncertain. So there's a bit of a rainbow going on. But it's very good. Very good read. What I told Brittany was that I enjoyed it. I appreciated it. But I wouldn't say I love the book. So more to come on the Luminaries. New Zealand gold rush in 1866 and sort of a creeping crime novel flavor to it. So yeah, that was very good. The other one I finished was Native Tongue on Libro.fm's audio version, the most fantastic purveyor of audiobooks in the world. And I listened to that on the way down from Portland. And as it wrapped up, I realized the afterword, this is something I want to recommend to pay attention. The afterword is this full-on lecture in itself that I would really recommend for people who are trying to dig a little bit more into criticism, linguistics, theory, that sort of thing. So this is why I recommend it to pay. I'll see if I can send just the afterword file because this story, I would say, is not all that great in itself. Feels like it was sort of missing a piece. But anyway, it was written in 1984. 1984! Like, why is it just released? I was a little confused about this. Maybe it just got republished or something. And it's a classic, but it was sort of like a critical success without being a commercial success. So anyway, so Native Tongue was a little disappointing. I'd probably give it like 3 stars, but the afterword is definitely worth discussing, given the discussions that we're having in our corner of BookTube at the moment. So I'll try to see if I can send that over or something, if anyone's interested. Yeah. So those are the only 2 books that I didn't already cover. I'll link to my May Part 1 video in the cards, as they say, and roll on into the June TBR. The must-reads for June include 2 buddy reads. We're limiting ourselves to 2. The first is with David Wiley, as I said in my last wrap-up, which is Richard II. The second is Food of a Younger Land, which I also highlighted in my last video, which is with Rosie Cockshut. So I've got those two definitely to do. I've got my book club book, which is also required, which is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. And very excited about that. That's happening on June 20th. If you're interested in joining us, the Patreon information will be down in the description. I do book mail and I do book club, so there's a couple different entrance points for that. A little less must-read, a little more maybe read is the Buzzwordathon pick. It's a name or title, which is pretty vague, but I figured I'd use this to try to get through the Ladies of Missalonghi, which I think is going to be Southern from the cover each time, and then I remember, no, it's Australia. So this is a short fiction from Australia, and it's a classic. It's like, I don't know, 40 years old, and I've had it for like a long time. Not 40 years, but so I don't know if I'll definitely get to it, but I might just let it go. The Buzzwordathon thing, I was going to try to finish If Walls Could Talk from Lucy Worsley in May. I didn't get to it. It just sort of feels weird to have a theme for the month and then have this random book because of the title. So I don't know if I'm really behind this channel so much anymore. But, yeah, so we'll try Ladies of Missalonghi. If anyone has read Colleen McCullough, the Thornbirds author, feel free to encourage me to get into it, because right now I'm just kind of like, If there are fans out there, let me know. And, okay, so now the finishes and maybe reads. I've got Unlearn, Rewild, which I started in May and would like to finish and let go of, pass on. I've got The 5 Points, which is a book about the 5 Points neighborhood in New York City. I borrowed this book for research and have not gotten to it in like 8 months, so that's a little on my conscience. I'd love to be able to take the points I need and give it back to the author. And yeah, it seems really interesting. If the only reason you've heard of the 5 Points is because of that Daniel Day-Lewis Leonardo DiCaprio scene, I'm with you, and I would like to know more, so stay tuned for that. Alright, then we've got William and Englishman, which is an anti-war LGBTQ Persephone read, so I'd be using that as my Pride Month feature book. And the final one I have on my list is The Black God's Drums by P. Djeli Clark, and that involves Haitian culture, mythology, so I don't know the dates for Caribathon. It could work for that, but honestly, I just wanted to read a P. Djeli Clark, so this is one I ordered recently and can't wait to dive into because it's also really short fiction. I think I have lots of fun things awaiting me from what I hear about that author, so there we go. So those are my books. As I said, there are a few must-reads and most maybes. We'll see which one gets across the finish line first. Other events this month coming up. This Friday is going to be the first Friday of the month, which means you get a productivity sprint with me, and I'd love to see you there. I'll post the link for that down in the description. I also have Dark Matter by Blake Crouch on June 20th. I'll put that link in the description. And, oh, one more thing that I would love to hear from. I had 3 other people participate in the book swap, and if you start getting your packages this week or so, I'd definitely love to see pictures and posts and, you know, fun things about having a book swap and whether the choices succeeded or if you have any, you know, repeats or whatever. If you have to repurpose books, hey, it's all in the book ecosystem. It's all good. I will probably not get the package here before I leave tomorrow, but I'll be coming back in 3 weeks or 4 or 2 or something, so I'll get it. I'll get it eventually, which is fine. But yeah, send me notices of your book swaps, Beth Ann and David and Kim at Bookmarks and Breadsticks. So hopefully that was fun for everybody, and I'll get to hear about it. All right, that's short and sweet today, and I will talk to you in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye.